welcome to Glecta. My name is Eva, and in this class, we'll be learning about rapid course that is represented by Glecta. I'm so happy and welcoming all of you in this live lesson. So as you can see, 6 of people has just all joined us. Yes. All right. So in today's class, first of all, we'll be talking about what is the topic and what we'll be learning. So as you can see, we'll be having discussion about language devices, comprehension, how you can solve unseen texts, and then about poem, important poems that we'll be including in your GCSE preparation. So if you'll be having any questions or any doubt, you can send all the questions to the chat box and I'll be answering all of them. So I hope that now we should start our lesson, and I hope that you all are ready with pen and paper so that we can have this great lesson ahead. Thank you so much. So first of all, you can see the very first device that is representing on your screen. I hope that I'm audible to all of you, and I hope that you all can see my screen. So if you can do that, could you please give me a thumbs up? Like, you can pop the thumbs up so that will be giving me assurance that you all can hear me and I'm audible to all of you. Yes, okay. I have started getting these thumbs up. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. So, thank you. All right, so now let's learn about simile. First of all, you all have done simile. We are doing this since our childhood. Can you quickly give me one example of simile in your chat box, please? I would really like to know that if you're aware of it, or you can just type yes if you're aware of similes, then we can move ahead to other device, because we'll be doing such devices that are so important for your GCSE preparation. Yes? Can you send that in chat box, please? Simile is simply comparing of two different things by using like and as, right? If you're aware of these things. I can see, yes, very good. I can see there's one student, Priyanka. She has just mentioned that as cold as ice. Very good. Yes. So I hope that you all are aware of what is simile. Metaphors? Now, what's metaphor? Metaphor, again, a comparison of two different things directly. All the world is a stage. All the men and women merely players. So these are, comparing two things directly are metaphors. Now, as I'm much, pretty much confident about that you're aware of similes and metaphors. Now let's learn about extended metaphor. If you have heard of extended metaphor before, can you give me a thumbs up, please? I would really like to see if you know extended metaphor. What is that? As you can see also, that is written in lines. You can also guess what is metaphor. Yes, can you show me thumbs up, please? Yes, I can see Neher, Ahmed, Oswik, Priyanka, Shazi, all of them. Okay, I think you haven't heard of extended metaphor before because I can't see any thumbs up as of now. Okay. So extended metaphor is, in simple terms, okay, Shazi have heard of it. That's great, Shazi. Extended metaphor is something when we take real life examples to elaborate something. It's called comparing of real life things in a text in order to describe in much well manner. So that is called extended metaphor. Like life to a sunrise here in these lines. If you have already read these lines, you can see that it's a comparison. Life is compared to sunrise, like we live and we die, sunrise and sunset. So it's like that. I hope that you're making and taking notes of whatever we are, discussing in this class. Okay. Now let's learn about rhyme. We'll be having quick overlook of all of these devices so that, you can apply and you can learn these devices in different directions. That we have multiple use of these language devices. You can use all of them in creative writing. You can use all of this in your comprehension reading, text reading, and also in your the novels, the dramas that you'll be covering in your literature sections. So, and the poems that you'll be covering in your literature section. So it's so important to cover all of these things. Rhyme scheme. It's so simple. Rhyme like sun, fun. So these are rhymes, and rhyme schemes are super important when it comes to poems, right? So you'll be having different sections of poems, and which is like one of the most prominent sections of poem is war, power and conflict. In these war poems, a power and conflict, you'll be discussing you'll be having the discussion regarding rhyme schemes. Orange, treat, aren't, eat. So here you can see that the second line and the last line, they both are rhyming to each other. So that is rhyme. Yes. So you just need to talk about what is rhyme scheme and everything. Now, what is assonance? Can anyone tell me over there? You can tell me in chat box what is assonance. Or if you have heard of this, can you give me a thumbs up, or you can put one example of assonance in chat box, please? Yes, anyone? Anyone? If you have heard of assonance? All right. So assonance is like, the repetition of vowel sound, but you must not confuse and perplex yourself with alliteration. Alliteration is the beginning of the two words having same sound. That is alliteration. What is assonance? Assonance is the repetition of the vowel sounds. Okay? Just like you can see, mellow, mellow, wedding, bells. Now, in all of these words, you can see E sound, which is again a vowel sound, is being repeated over and over again. So when vowel sound, like put your attention please, vowel sound is repeating over and over again in particular line, verse, or poem, that is assonance. Now let's talk about consonance. It's the same theory of assonance, but in assonance we talk about vowel sound, and in consonance we talk about consonant sounds. Like the words, the letters, the sounds other than vowels are called consonants. So these are consonants. In our rapid course, we'll be taking all the topics that are quite interconnected to each other. We'll be taking all those topics so that you can cover quickly the important topics of your GCSE preparation and score much, much, much better. Okay, now let's learn about symbol. Symbol, you can easily guess what a symbol. Like dove is a symbol of peace after death. Crow is a symbol of, okay, have you heard of this word omen? In dramas, you may have heard of this word. In tragedies, you may have heard of this word omen. Do you know what is omen? And we have one movie on omen as well. There's one movie on omen. You can watch after the life lesson that movie as well. Yes. Do you know what is omen? Omen means accidents, like good or bad. Good omen and bad omen. So crow is a symbol of bad omen. We usually take in mythologies or in philosophies, in mythologically, basically, we can say that crow is a symbol of bad omen. I hope that you're taking notes of everything that has been discussed. Now, if you have any question regarding whatever we have discussed, please put that in chat box that we'll be having the discussion over that. Okay. Now, next is allusion. What is allusion? Okay, let's actually understand this with its example. Can you see that? Who is she? She's Taylor Swift. Do you know her? Of course, please raise your hand. Or if you have heard her song, Romeo and Juliet. Have you heard that song? I can't see the hands are being raised. Only one student? Okay, two of them just raised the hand. There are 12 students in my class. Come on, raise your hand if you have heard of the song. You can try and listen to the song after the class as well. She got award for this song as well. So she has taken this song, the inspiration from the tragedy written by Shakespeare, and a super famous tragedy, Romeo and Juliet. So she has written the song from the tragedy. So when we are taking an inspiration from any incident and writing and creating new artwork on it, it's allusion. Have you understood what is allusion? Could you give me a thumbs up, please? If you know what is allusion now, can I get a thumbs up, please? All right. Only one thumbs up. I can see Danish here and Mamoon and Shazi. There is one Winster, Blossom. Can you all give me high five or a thumbs up if you have understood this? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Now, you all know this. Nothing is written in stone. What is this? This is, just give me a moment. Yep. This is irony. What is irony? When, something is happening which is not expected or just in opposite or in contrast. That is irony. Nothing is written in stone. It means actually it's written in stone, but it's saying nothing is written in stone. It's irony, because it's contrasting to each other, the thoughts and the action. So you can say that the literary technique used to create meaning that seems to contradict the literal meaning or event, it's called irony. You can write this definition down, or you can also write this thing down in your own words, that what is irony. I hope that you're clear with irony. Can you give me a thumbs up? And there are 3 types of irony: verbal, situational, and dramatic. We'll be discussing all the important aspects of irony in details in our regular lessons. All right. I think this is your favorite. Sarcasm. Have you heard of sarcasm before? Anyone? If you have heard of sarcasm before, you may have heard this on social media. You can watch that on different social platforms, as a comical content. Yes, Saya, Oshwik, Ahmed, Nihir, Priyanka, Shazi, all of you, if you have heard of what is sarcasm. Can you say that? Sorry if I have offended you with my common sense. So this is something to defame someone or to abase someone with comical features and making fun of that person. That is called sarcasm, right? I don't think so that it requires more explanation, because I think you all are aware of this one. Okay, now let's talk about refrain. Refrain means a phrase or verse recurring at intervals in a song or poem. It's just like chorus, Chorus means when a particular part is repeating, over and over again. That is chorus. And chorus, we can see the synonym of refrain here. So in song or in poem, in poetic language, we call it refrain. We don't call it chorus. We usually use chorus word for songs, but for poems, we use refrains. So I hope that it's clear to you. Okay, now moving to the next part. All right, we can see here now unseen passage. So we have discussed some prominent factors of language devices that you must use in your preparation for language, for creative writing, for text and everything. Now let's learn about unseen passage. Okay, so when it comes to unseen passage, I would really like to know your approach towards unseen passage. You can type in chat box, what's your approach towards unseen passage? I'm going to give you 1 or 2 minutes, 1 minute at least, so that you can type what's your approach towards it. Yes, I hope and I'm expecting your views. Yes, please. Yes, everyone. All right. Okay, I have just got one message. Something is not correctly presented. All right. Okay. So with unseen passages, what we're gonna do here, okay, the unseen passage that you'll be getting, or the text, it's fiction, because you know that in language you will be having two types of texts. Number one is fiction, number two is non-fiction. In today's class, we're going to talk about fiction one, okay, and different questions that will be structured and based on the texts that you'll be getting in your exam. So number one is, we're going to talk about source A, and in the source A, if you can read this, um, what you'll be experiencing and reading about. Using a time machine, an organization called Time Safari transports clients into the past to take part in hunting expeditions. A group that includes Mr. Eccles, together with their guide. Travis is visiting prehistoric jungle in order to shoot a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So, okay, so you can see here, like, these are some, Tyrannosaurus Rex. You can see, the features and how they look like. They're so scary. Yes. So how many of you have done jungle safari before? Anyone? Yes. Have you done that before? Like, have you ever experienced jungle safari? Anyone? You can show me thumbs up. You can give me thumbs up. Okay. All right. So in this text, you're going to learn about that. So now what we'll be doing, I'm going to give you 1 minute. In this 1 minute, you're going to read the text. You're going to read this to yourself, do the self-reading. And once the reading is done, you can show me a thumbs up and I'll be moving to the next slide. Okay. And then I'm going to represent you questions and different bullet points, how you must attempt these questions and how you can raise your level, how you can raise your bands in order to achieve really good marks in answer writing, basically. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to give you 1 minute and you can revise and you can read this. Ready? Once you are done with reading, please let me know and you give me a thumbs up that you have read this one. You can read it slowly, take a time and understand this. And if there is any words that you're not understanding the meaning, you can ask me. You can put that in chat box. Have you read this one, please? Thumbs up. Done. All right. I can see the thumbs up being poked up. Okay, so now I'm going to move to the next slide. If you have read this one. Okay. Here you go. All right, done. Should we move to the next slide? Okay, so we are moving to the next one now. If you want me to go back to the previous slides, you can put that in chat box and I can go back to there. That's the last part of your comprehension page. Then we'll be solving questions. Okay, Nihir has done reading. Very good. Okay, have you all finished the reading? Okay. Tayyip, Hamad, Danish, Mamoon. I think you all have finished it, yes? Okay. Now, let's talk about question number 1. It's if you have really looked in between the texts, there are a lot of information mentioned over there. Now, how the questions will be represented. So you can say that in section A, you'll be having the reading part, okay? And you have to answer 4 points from line 1 to 9. You'll be given some limited lines that you have to read it again, and then you need to point 4 things about it. All right, now, so this is the structure of the question, that how the questions will be given. Now, I'm going to present to you what is the main aim and what we should achieve when it comes to question number 1. So first of all, this question will be of 4 marks and for 5 minutes. So the maximum time that you can devote to this question is 5 minutes. And now you can see the points. Number 1, must have 4 different points. It's so important to have different points, because if you're using and if you are putting similar points, that can actually deduct your marks, right? So for avoiding that, you can use multiple ideas, okay? And it should not be interconnected. You can take the screenshot of this page, you can take the screenshot of the slides, and so that you can revise it later. You'll be getting the presentations with our regular classes. So now let's talk about this 4 different points, and then, which is most important thing that you must do, is keep it short, simple, direct, short, and simple. And avoid writing long sentences. So you must do that. Okay. Don't write long sentences. Keep it short and simple. And then don't focus on language. Just jot down the quickly 4 points. That's it. Okay. So this is the main thing that you must do and take care of things when it comes to question number 1. Now, moving to question number 2, in which this is how either you'll be getting, 2 sources to compare, 2 different source A and source B, and you need to compare 2 sources, or you'll be getting this extract from the text and you need to do the complete analysis of this. So the things that you need to take care of when it comes to AO2 is about words and phrases. Number 1, you must take care of what kind of words and language is being used, and then phrases, and then language features and techniques. So all the language and feature techniques that we have finished just before it, you can use all of these techniques in your answer writing. All right. So that's the second thing that you must take care of. So this is how the question will be given to you. And now, what should the main things that you must do in order to write second question? Okay, so 3 things. Number 1, words and phrases. Number 2, language features and techniques. Number 3, sentence forms. These 3 things are super, super, super important. And again, now when it comes to how much, how many minutes you must devote to this question is 10 minutes. All right. So not more than 10 minutes you should devote for this question number 2. Now, you can have a look about the must remember points. So let's have a quick look on that. So number 1 is you must talk about literary vocabulary and language terminology. So you must know repetition. When one word repeats so many times, that is the frequency of that word. When one word is repeating so many times, it means it's important to the writer. And that one particular message the writer wants to convey to the audience, to the readers, right? So that's what you need to take care of. And next is the effect of language. How you being a reader and how author and writer is impacting you. So you need to take care of these things. Okay. Now let's come for levels. There are 4 levels when it comes to, GCSE answer writing. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. So first of all, what we'll be doing in our regular classes with the help of your answer writing techniques, we'll be doing the analysis that on which level you are. And then we'll be trying our level best to improve your level, right? Level 1, 2, 3, 4. So on which level you are existing. So when you are getting 7 to 8 marks, your level is level 4. We need to reach that place. So for that, the things that you must follow, these techniques are enough. Okay. Now let's talk about question number 3. This is how, again, this will be for 8 marks. And again, 10 minutes you must devote to this. I hope that you all are writing the time duration that you must devote to, and also the weightage of the questions. Yes? Are you doing that? Can you give me a thumbs up so that we are on the same page? I hope that we all are on the same page. Can you give me a thumbs up, please? Okay, thank you very much. Blossom. Shazi is there. Yes, Mamoon. Nihir. All right, thank you. Okay, now let's talk about question number 3. So it's about, you can read the bullet points over there, and the structural organization, which is so important to do that. First is location. What is the location of the text? You can say it's jungle, right? It's so adventurous. Because when we hear the word jungle safari, the first thing comes to our head is adventure, So it's like that. Setting, location, and how the plot is being changed, like from the beginning to middle to end, how it's being changed. Characters, place, time, and the introduction, conclusion, everything, flashbacks. There are different aspects of text that you need to do the analysis for that. So in our classes, what we'll be doing, I'm going to teach you how you can represent and how you can find and do the analysis of these different structures so that you can make your answer so well representative. Okay. There are, again, the different type of things that you must use, and then narrative perspective. What is the narration? Okay, and with the help of narration, what author wants to, convey to us. You can again use that, and multiple characters, space, contrast. So you can have again the screenshot for all of these things. Okay. Now, this is so important to know, the 4 key movements. See, if we're gonna, have a look for these things, the opening, what is happening, what's the focus. So I'll be providing you the sample answers. You'll be getting the sample answers of level 4. How you can reach from level 1, 2, 3, or whatever the level you are existing right now, how you can attain level 4. So for that, I'm going to present the sample answers. Here, I'm just representing the techniques and how you can use it. But in our regular classes, you'll be getting the sample answers. Okay, and the last 4th question here, that will be for 20 marks. And you can see here, what should be the perception? What should be the perspective of, of writing level 4 marks question? Here you can see at the top of the level, critical evaluation must be done. All right, what is critical evaluation, first of all? If you have heard of, what is critical evaluation? Or critical means, what it always mean being negative to any literary work? What is the meaning of being critical? Anyone? Can you raise your hand and tell me? What is the meaning of being critical? Yes? Any idea? All right. So critical means giving your honest review or any kind of artwork. That is being critical. It can be negative. It can be positive. Like being critical means just do the analysis of any form of art. So again, you can have the screenshot for these things, and what is the most important thing that you can include and inculcate when it comes to do the writing of these 4 levels, A1, 2, 3, 4. And if you'll be attaining different board, we'll be having separate lessons and separate groups for those as well. So if you're having AQA boards, so we'll be having different group for AQA. If you are having Edexcel, if you're attaining Adicus or OCR, different groups. So we'll be having different lessons and different groups for that particular board. And also the novels and the dramas that you are covering. All right. So now let's come on the third section, that is literature. So if you have already done Ozymandias before, can you raise your hand, please? If you have heard of Ozymandias. Like what is okay, Nihir has done that already. Fayeb, Amos, Mamoon, Winter Blossom. I can see all of you. Yes. Okay. If you all have heard of it, okay, that's great. Ozymandias. So can you quickly give me the name who has written Ozymandias in chat box? Who is the writer? Who is the poet of this poem? Anyone? You can put that in chat box. Who is the writer? Who is the poet of this poem? Anyone? It is written by Percy Bysshe Shelley. Yes, if you can learn that, it's written by Percy Bysshe Shelley. All right, so yes, the writer is there. Okay. Now, okay, so what is Ozymandias? What's the approach towards the poem? First of all, we must know the very first thing, the very first aspect of a poem, that is historical background. What is the history of this poem, right? Why this poem was written? If you have the knowledge of this, if you have the knowledge of the historical context of the poem, then you can actually do the better evaluation. You can write it in a better way. So can you tell me what was the king's name on which this poem has been written? Yes, anyone? Can anyone tell me? Yes. You can put that in chat box, that on which king this has been written. All right, so I can tell you the name. It's Ramses II. He was a king of Egypt, and he has ruled Egypt for a very long period, right? And he was so overprided. Like he has a lot of pride in himself. He has a lot of proud, and he was a limitless king, who had no limitations. He had no one over him to control him or his actions. So once, when he was died, like when he was dead, so his statue, that was very huge statue and broken one, it was actually brought to London, right? And then that was so much in, we can say in news, that the statue from Egypt has arrived the British Museum. Okay. And then among poet, it was so famous. So they all decided to write, some piece of work on it. So Percy Bysshe Shelley was one of them who has written this poem for Egypt ruler, that is Ramses II, and given the name Ozymandias. So Ozymandias is not the exactly name of the king, but it's like we are indirectly referring to Ramses II because he was a ruler who limitlessly ruled Egypt for a very long time. Okay, now let's come to now we are talking about the historical part. Now let's come to the literal meaning of this name, Ozymandias. What is the meaning of Ozymandias? Anyone? All right. Now let's do this. You may all have one passion in you. Anyone? Can you tell me about your passion? Like my passion is teaching. I love teaching and I can teach for my whole life. What's your passion? Yes, Nihir. You can type that in chat box, like what's your passion, what you would like to be, and the work that you can do till your entire life. Anything? someone, like it could be dancing, if you'd like to be an architect, or if you'd like to be a doctor or anything. Okay, playing football, very good. Yes, yes, very good, Mamoon. That can be a passion. Playing can be a passion. Football, yes. I need to see more answers in my chat box. Wow, yes, being a pilot can be a passion. Flying planes, yes. Ahmed, what's your passion? Wind Blossom? I don't know your real name, but what's your passion? Okay, very good. Studying biology, very good. Author money. Okay. Wow, very good, Mamoon. Very good. Yes, anyone else? What's your passion? Come on, tell me. Okay, very good. That's great. I can see interesting passions in my chat box. All right, Naisha, it's okay. It's fine. I can change your name. Just give me a moment. I'm so sorry for that. Okay, Naisha. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, if you can see, Ozymandias is about, a person who is living to rule. You know, you can write that in your notebook. Literal meaning of the name, because sometimes questions can be asked on the title of the poem, right? And most of the times, you need to prepare two poems, and questions will be coming on the comparison of these two poems. So, what is the meaning of Ozymandias? Like, person who is living to rule. Like, his passion is to rule. His passion is to rule Egypt limitlessly. He wanted to become a powerful personality. That's why he became, okay? He was considering himself Egyptian pharaoh, means living God on earth. He was considering himself as a god. And, in his own honor, he has built very large statues and buildings. I hope that you are taking notes for this. So that's what's done by Ramses II, king of Egypt, renamed as Ozymandias by the poet. Now, we'll be covering the all stanzas of each poem that we'll be covering in our regular lessons. We'll be doing stanzas by stanzas. And by the help of literary work, by the help of historical context, what's the background of the poet, you can actually learn, and you can inculcate the whole understanding of the poems and the text that we'll be covering. Okay, now I can see like most of you already have covered Ozymandias, so we'll be having just not too much, we'll be not going too much deeper into it. That's what we'll be doing in our rapid course classes. So now we'll be just having overview on the things. Okay, I would like to ask the questions, the meaning of your words, if you are ready for that. I'm going to highlight some important words over there. What is the meaning of visage? Can you tell me the answer in chat box? Come on, let's do this quickly. Yes? Yes, Narsha, can you tell me? Hamoon? Ahmed? Nihir? Tayeb? And yep. Danish? Can you tell me what is the meaning of visage? All right, let me tell you that if you haven't heard of this meaning, that means face. Manifestation. Manifestation. The visage. Okay, that is mirage. Okay, that is mirage, like Egypt, or mirage when you're talking about water, when you're thinking about your doing the manifestation about water. Yes. Yes. Okay. Face. It means the broken face. So if you'll be watching the statue or the picture of Ozymandias, the broken face was lying along with the stone legs. So, This is what was done by Percy Shelley. All right, now let's talk about narration. Okay, let's get started first with the narration. Can you tell me how many types of narrators are there? How many narrators are there in this poem? Anyone? Narration means when someone is telling you the story, someone is telling you the poem. How many types of narrations are there? Okay, I can see the answer now. Wow, very good, Nasha. Excellent. Yes, anyone else? Only Naisha has answered me yet. Yes, Amos, Danish, Hamoon, Nehir, Winter Blossom. Can you tell me that? All right, so yes, there are two types of narration in this poem. First narration is done by the poet. Again, who is the poet? Percy Bysshe Shelley. You know, when it comes to do the answer writing, you keep writing. You must remember the names of the poets, the names of the writers. And for that, I have actually brought one solution for you. What we'll be doing in our regular classes, we'll be talking about with the help of mnemonic. I'm going to give you some easy tricks so that with the help of those tricks, you can recall and remember the names. And most of the times, we'll be having, a lot of talks on particular reader and the particular writers when it comes to your poem so that you can remember. So you must remember now who is the poet? Percy Bysshe Shelley. All right. Now let's have a look. Okay, so the first narration is done by Percy Bysshe Shelley, and the second narration is done by an imaginative character. We don't know this character. And who is the character here? Traveler. Yes? We don't know who is this traveler, but he is making fun or he is telling the description of that broken statue in Egypt, right? So even, the poet didn't dare to write down the exact place. He's just referring us with the help of this word, antique land, right? Antique land means very old land. So that means it's actually referring to Egypt. So what's it saying? It's saying that I met a traveler from an antique land, that is Egypt, who said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone, sand in the desert, ellipsis. Can you see the punctuations, right? And even if you can see the three lines, there's no punctuation, there is no comma, there is no pause. That means okay, if you can see, if there is no pause among the lines, no punctuation, what it tells? Yes, can you tell me that in chat box? I'm going to put the question again. If the three lines continuously, without any comma, without any pause, without any punctuation mark, what does it depict? Yes, anyone? Can you please put that in chat box? Do you want me to repeat the question? I can repeat that question for you. You can do the thumbs up if you would like me to repeat the question. Yes. Okay. So when there is no punctuation marks, you can see here no pause, it tells that either you can write this thing down, either the writer is so excited, or wondering. Number one, he's so excited. Number two, he's wondering about the situation, right? If you see something that is so magical happening, you continuously, talk about that thing. Okay, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, because you're so excited. or you're so much wondering about that particular event. So here he's showing that he's wondering about that statue situation in Egypt, that two vast and trunkless leg of stone stand in desert, and then he took a pause. Why? Because he's listening that near them on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies. Now in the next lines you can see a lot of commas. I'm going to show you here again, like this: one comma, another comma, another comma, and here and here. You can see a lot of one, two, three, four, five commas in two lines. So much quantity of commas. It's showing that he wants us to take a pause and think and pay attention to the description. Near them, okay, near them, on the same land, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown, again, comma. So here, with the help of, you can see with the help of punctuation marks, with the help of language, or there's no punctuation mark, you can tell about the mood of the poet and what poet is expecting from his audience, from their audience, right? So that's what we can work on these aspects. So this is how we'll be doing the analysis of all the stanzas that we'll be having in the poem, and related to each stanzas, you will be you'll be getting questions, a lot of questions from one stanza, so that will be helping you a lot to inculcate the complete understanding towards that poem. Now we'll be doing it stanza by stanzas, and then we'll be understanding what's the perspective of that poem firstly, okay, and then opening, because please, you can write this thing down in a notebook. In any poem, the opening and the ending play super prominent role, okay? How it's being opened and how it's being closed, super, super, super important. So we're going to talk about the opening, the structure, like rhyme scheme, just we have discussed it before, sonnets. Okay, ambient pentameter, we'll be talking about that as well. And then language, like alliteration, consonants, we have already discussed that, right? Metaphors, symbolism. So these things that we have already discussed previously. So we'll be discussing all of these things as poetic devices in different poems that we'll be covering. Okay, and then we'll be doing the themes, then at the end, poet's message, then several questions to check if you have actually understood the poem. And now we'll be doing two poems together to compare, like one poem and another poem, and then we'll be doing answer writing, so that how you are getting and how is the basic understanding that you have developed towards reading of these two poems. All right, so this is all we have done in today's class. We have discussed literary devices, we have discussed comprehension, we have discussed about poem. Now, I would like to tell you and quickly brief you about our rapid course. What are the advantages you'll be getting with the help of this rapid course? All right, so first of all, you'll be getting these multiple subjects: maths, English, combined science, economics, physics, chemistry, biology. You'll be getting to learn all of these subjects. And if you'll be taking, all these subjects combinedly, then you'll be getting discounts as well. Okay. And then apart from these subjects thing, we're going to talk about different aspects. You'll be getting live class. And I have a great news for you that from now onwards, you will be getting specifically for 11 plus as well, and for GCSE, you'll be getting the live lessons on the daily basis. Okay, so and you'll be getting mock tests for practice. So in this mock test series, we'll be getting the idea how the questions and the exams would be and how you can solve it in a particular time limit. And then you'll be getting access to the recorded lessons. So just like this live lesson is happening, you'll be getting the recordings of the lessons so that you can get it later and then you can revise whatever has been covered in the class. And student notes, it's so important. The topic that we have covered, you must have notes for last minute preparation. Yes, last minute preparation. If you'd like to cover things at last point, you can refer to these notes. You don't need to go here and there. Just come and refer to these notes. And then tips and tricks will be taught so that you can crack the exams with limited time and with accuracy. And I would like to now tell you about the 11 plus incentive course as well. This intense course will be for your kith and kin. Like if you have your known and relatives that who are preparing for 11 plus, you can tell them that we are starting this course from 20th December onwards so that they can join us. And this course is basically for advanced math and for creative writing. So you can inform your kith and kin about this. Now, you can also contact our admin department on the particular number and the details that are mentioned over there. So I hope that this is all thing, everything is clear to you. These are different boards that we'll be covering, as I've already discussed this with you, that for particular board, you'll be getting separate groups. For particular novels, you'll be getting separate groups. And it's for all year 9, 10, and 11. So that's all from my side. I hope that you have learned like multiple things in today's class, and I hope that you have liked my lesson. So thank you so much for your time today. It was lovely meeting all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Bye.